boys in the booth. Talking on the ball, you know we spitting the truth. Rub and fight hard, showing love for the game. Owls in the sky, playing for more than the fame. Play sharp on the field, eager to rise. Leads chance loud, I see a devoted lives. Barnsley Bridge Warriors.
Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday night's Terrace Talk podcast. You're probably all expecting the wonderful Mr. Kingbush himself here. He has decided to go swanning off on his little jolly holidays and has asked the resident Forest pundit here to host the show. We've got we've got one new face and one veteran face on the podcast tonight. So I'll first introduce everybody to Dan. Dan is our new Brighton fan coming on the show. Are we okay, Dan?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you.
Good.
To be on tonight.
Yeah, fab. Great to have you here, mate. Looking forward to your input on Brighton and what's happening down there. And we've got our veteran two-team, I'm not allowed to say the word, John, who is here tonight representing both two, but the main Toon army that is Newcastle. How are we doing, John?
Great, good to be here. Thanks again for having us.
Fabulous. Yeah, no, it's absolutely great to be here as well. We are expecting a couple of other guys joining us. They are just running a little bit behind schedule, but we will get started as it's 8 o'clock. Hi to everybody that is watching. Please feel free to send us a comment. More comments means more content, so we can have a chat with you about things that are going on. Tonight we are going to look at what is going on at Newcastle at the minute with everything with their transfers and players coming, going, not coming and going, so on and so forth. We're going to have a bit of a chat about Man United as Lee's not here. He can't back the team.
We can abuse him, right? We can abuse him.
And we're also going to have a bit of a chat about Brighton and what's happening down in sunny Brighton. And then we are going to catch up on everybody's picks for the Premier League and also look at the picks for the Championship, which is starting this weekend. So let's go straight in at the neck. Let's have a chat about Newcastle. John, what do you want to tell us about Newcastle?
I'm exploring my options. I'm going to go to a different league to scout a different opportunity. I'm fed up. I am absolutely fed up now.
Okay. Well, go through it a little bit with us, John. What are you fed up?
Obviously we were linked with what was his name? Etiquette, whatever you call him, who's gone to Liverpool. Sesko now, who's left us for greener pastures of Man United. Obviously, the whole Isaac issue, will that be resolved? We're linked with Wissa. He's apparently going to go to somebody in Saudi. It just feels like a minefield of what is actually going on. And I said to Dan off podcast, it feels like because we don't have a director of football, our structure seems to be struggling to get people interested in the club. So Eddie Howe's nephew is currently negotiating.
Okay. Just a quick comment there just come through. I'll come back to that in a second, John. Quick comment come through from James. So John is one of them team
James?
like Bushy. Just like Bushy. Exactly. Well done, James. Yes, it was James. So thanks for that comment. Going back to what you're saying, John. So no director of football. Obviously, that's a massive hit. Me personally, as everyone knows, I'm a Forest fan. It blatantly says in front of there. I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Newcastle. I think they're a good, solid team. I think personally, they're just a bit unlucky at the minute in terms of that no real leadership for the actual club itself. So getting those big names is kind of falling on deaf ears a little bit, isn't it?
I feel like, I watched a bit of the Amazon, the series that we did when Amanda was at the club.
Yes.
And it was a part of the program, and it was when we were negotiating for Gordon, there was some breakdown, and it showed her literally ringing saying, "We are not letting this guy go. We want him at Newcastle." I feel like at the moment Newcastle are missing that spearhead of like, let's just get this done. And I've just had a notification on the top of my phone saying Wissa is interested in Saudi, and that club is owned by PIF, who own Newcastle. So what in my brain, the same for the Nunes deal, right? Why are they funding Liverpool? Just pay us the money and get us for players. This season, we've got Elanga and Ramsdale. We've got 70,000 goalkeepers. Can Ramsdale play up front?
Don't know. You might have to ask him nicely. Might do it for him. Who knows? Yeah, but you have got Elanga. I mean, I know. You know, we always talk about. I hear Bushy talking about Sesko when he comes to Man United. He's going to be the saviour of Man United and this, that, and the other. You said that about Cunha. You said that about Mbeumo. You say it. You can't put the whole team on one player.
No.
So, you know, or even a couple of players. You know, it's a team at the end of the day. I think.
But if you look at, so if we were to bring anybody else in right now, our opening fixture against Villa, we're going to start, guarantee it, we'll start Barnsley on the left.
Is that John froze? John's froze on us. Oh no, he's back. He's in and out. Okay, yeah, John. Yeah, no, he's back.
Sorry. So yeah, so if we were going to go Villa game without any extra incomings, we'll have Barnsley on left, Gordon middle, and I would say he starts Murphy over Elanga, if I'm honest, knowing Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe is.
Okay.
Osalu can't start up front. There's no way he can start up front. Our midfield, Joelinton, Tonali, Miley. Is that really game-changing? Eddie Howe came out and said, this summer is going to be a huge summer for Newcastle. Huge. We've bought another goalkeeper. Like, fuck me.
I get it. I mean, it's not one for trying though for Newcastle, is it? Like we've said, it's not one for trying. They're trying to get the players. Just can't quite. Can't quite reach him. So James Hutchinson, no internet. Yeah, your internet's playing up a little bit today, mate. So yeah, I think with Newcastle, I don't know. What do you think, Dan? What's your thoughts on it all?
I mean, personally, like, I do feel for them because there's other clubs that are offering less money but having bigger pool for players going there. And I feel like if they don't do something soon, they may struggle in the season. And for me, like, I like seeing them be a top 8 club. But for me, I feel like if they don't bolster their squad, then they're going to struggle with obviously being in European competition, with not having the backup players. Yes, they've got Elanga, and don't get me wrong, Elanga is a quality player. But without having someone that can cover those positions, without having fullbacks that can cover if there's injuries, I'm not sure how well Newcastle do this season.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, Dan. I think, like you say, they've got to pull the finger out. They've got to pull the finger out quickly. You know, we're starting next weekend.
Yeah.
You don't really want a player coming in too late after that.
I think it's 28 days left to the window as well.
There is, yeah, but you don't really want too many. You don't want a player coming in too late after the start of the season. If there's any Newcastle fans watching, give us your thoughts, send us a comment, and we'll try and bring those up. I think, like I say, the Isak, is he coming? Is he going? I think the latest rumor is that Isak's refusing to play any of the friendlies. Whether that's true, whether that's just clickbait or what, I don't know. But it seems a little bit, far fetched.
It doesn't seem like Isak that. It doesn't seem like it's. It doesn't.
He's not that person, is he? He's not,
No, he's not doing a whisper. Obviously, going back to the Newcastle side of things, he's literally said, "I'm not playing for Brentford ever again unless you authorise my deal to Newcastle." I don't. Some of me wants to believe he's got this injury, and some of me thinks he's just. I don't know if Eddie Howe's laying the law a little bit as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. You don't know what goes off behind closed doors, especially in football clubs. There's lots of finger pointing and lots of hearsay, anyway, isn't there? So
yes, exactly.
Just want to be as controversial as possible, probably. Okay, so Newcastle, Isak in, Isak out. Who knows? Are they going to get any more signings? Again, who knows?
Who knows? Probably.
Are they even going to get a director of football? Who knows?
Who knows?
They might have to sell off part of the stadium to the council or something.
Maybe.
Sell the away end.
Sell the away end.
Make it a bit lower.
Absolutely.
We'll sell the corner flag to Chelsea for 50 million. There you go.
they'll buy it. They'll buy it. You never know, mate. You might get one of these, replacement. Oh, you give us such and such, and we'll give you so and so.
I wouldn't mind. You know what? I would take Nunes. I know people would laugh at that. I would take Nunes and 100 million because I reckon he's about 20 million. Nunes.
Are you talking for Rotherham or are you talking for Newcastle?
No, Newcastle. Yeah.
Right.
If they give us about 80 to 100 million and Nunes, Isak can go and play in Thailand.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, while Lee's not here, I thought we could pick fault a little bit with Man United and where Man United. Just listen. It's there's two important things that we've got to talk about in regards to Man United. Okay, they're always going to be there. They're always going to be the center of the focus at some point. So, my questions to you guys are going to be based on two particular players. The first one being Bruno Fernandes. With the new structure of the squad, and all these big name players coming in, do you feel as though Bruno has still got a place in the squad for one? And if he has, in his current state of mind and the current way that Bruno Fernandes is, do you think he's more of a help or more of a hindrance to the Man United squad? Dan,
you can go first.
Okay, so putting a lot of thought into this one, Bruno Fernandes has been a great player for Man United. There's no arguments about that. He's implicated that squad since he joined. The thing for me is when it comes to set pieces or penalties, he's the one that wants to take everything. And if he doesn't take it, then he sort of not sulks, but sort of doesn't play as well as he should, in my opinion. I've noticed it a few times when I've watched Man United and him play. He does tend to want the ball, which is what every player should do. But then he tends to keep it more than he should and not, whereas he used to look for forward runs and he used to be that player that can help play it. Like when they had Rashford, obviously, he'd be the player that got in behind and Bruno Fernandes would ping a ball 50, 60 yards straight to his feet and then they'd be thrown in goal. But now I've seen more of him just wanting to keep the ball rather than maybe be a team player. So perhaps in that respect, his time near at Man United is coming to an end in his head. And he is perhaps worried about the signings that Man United are attempting to make and already have made.
Yeah, I kind of agree that, Dan, really. I mean, James in the comments has put, I think Bruno needs to leave, to be honest. He is a really good player, but he spends far too much time on the floor and moaning. And without set-piece goals, he does nothing. I think it's a brash remark, but going off his performance last season and the team's overall performance last season, he could have stepped up and he could have been the guy that really went for it. But Bruno being Bruno and stroppy that he is, I think he's going to get mightily outshone, particularly by some of these bigger, newer, bigger signings like Mbeumo and so on and so forth. I think the squad's going to look and feel very, very different, especially in the first few games. I think it'll be a big hit for Man United, obviously losing Bruno, but I think it's probably the right thing to do, to be fair. What do you reckon, John?
There's only one Bruno. Bruno!
What, Frank Bruno?
Bruno G would run rings and rings and rings and rings around Bruno. However, I'll take my Newcastle hat off. I think I don't know. It's going to be. I think, as you said, the formation as well is going to be interesting to see where he'll play him with Cunha and Mbeumo and now Sesko. Well, obviously having a medical this evening. Is he going to be playing as a deep midfielder, which doesn't suit him? Mate. He's more of a. But then they've got Mount as well, haven't they? Right. So where does he fit the Man United squad? That
Yeah.
He's a leader, but he's not a bench warmer, and Bruno definitely won't want to sit on the bench to warm
Oh,
it.
absolutely not. No,
Has he passed it? I don't think so. I think he's still got a lot of quality, and it's not like a Kevin De Bruyne age, is he? Where he's like really like his engine's like ticked over. You can't plug him in and restart him up again. I definitely think he's got a lot more to give, but maybe in a not at Manchester United, maybe in a different Premier League squad.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think Bruno fits the Man United team. I just don't, like you say, John, with all these new players coming in, I really don't see where his position's going to be. I really don't see it. And you say he's not going to want to be a bench warmer. So, if he doesn't play the first 19 games up till Christmas, if he doesn't play at least 10, 12 of them, he's probably going to be knocking on the door of the winter transfer window, the January transfer window, to move on. I've got Daniel Spedding. He's put, think the first 5 games will decide it. If it starts, he'll be up for it. However, not captain material at all. Sees his arse far too quickly instead of encouraging teammates.
Interesting.
So doesn't
he is captain, is he not? He is captain.
He is captain, yeah.
He always has been, yeah.
Is he going to be captain material with the likes of those other strong characters of them?
No.
Even Mount. I mean, Mount's a solid player, to be fair.
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to not necessarily control, but help that team along? I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I think this is the problem. If you look at Man United as a group of players, you've had the Rashford, Garnacho now wanting away. All these big name players are attracted to Man United. Garnacho's been there 3 years and he wants away. So there's something wrong.
They're
clearly wrong.
I'm hearing it every 2 minutes. Oh, such and such wants to move to Man United, and I say to myself in my brain, why? What is it attracting them to a club that, frankly, won sod all last season?
Yeah, you can say that, but I think if you look at let's base it on history, right? They've got a great history. There's no doubt about that. And I think one of the interviews was, why would it was on Sky actually? Why would you choose Newcastle over Man United? And it was like, the cult, whatever. And then one of the pundits went, well, actually, Alan Shearer didn't choose Man United, did he? So, what is the pull? What is Man United? Because let's compare Sesko for a minute to Newcastle, right? We've got Champions League football.
Yep.
We've went on 2 seasons in a row. We've really pushed to the top. Man United, they went out the FA Cup. They went, they had the final with Spurs for Europa. That's quite an achievement. But what they got this season? You're going to be playing Premier League football, FA Cup.
Yeah.
What is the pull?
There's no pull in terms of, you could look at it as a flipped coin, and I'm going to be the Achilles kind of side to it. You look at it as in the other direction of they play less games. Yeah,
True.
Officially they don't get any more money to play in Europe. If you look at it in the aspect physical money in their pocket, they don't get any more money for that. Yes, they'll get more sponsorship deals. Yes, they'll get more interest from European clubs. Blah 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 blah. But physical money, they don't get any more money for playing in the Champions League or in any other European game. So actually, when you look at it, Man United not being in Europe this season, but being the name of Man United, the history of Man United, it's still going to appeal to those players because they're not going to play as much. So essentially, they can have an easy season and still be paid exactly the same, but they're going to be at this club steeped in history.
But if you're a 21-year-old man, top of your game in Germany, and you're firing goals in for fun, where do you want? You cannot say to me you don't want to be playing Champions League. There's no way. Against the elite clubs, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona. You don't want to be playing against them, scoring against them. That's everyone's dream. Like if I was fit enough, I'd be wanting to score against bloody whatever his name is at Real Madrid. You know what I mean? You can't not say that's not a pull. Surely.
No, absolutely, it is a pull, but is it the be all and end all? That's what I'm saying. Is
Well, clearly not these days.
no, obviously not. No, that's why I'm doing that double-sided coin, because I'm looking at it as I'm hearing all these players wanting to go to Man United, and I'm going, why? But then I sit back and go, well, hold on a minute. They're going to have an easier season. They're going to get paid a shed load of money, exactly how it is. And they've not got to go travelling all around Europe to play a load of games.
Maybe they're just quite happy with Sally not getting a tea lady money next week. I don't know.
Poor Sally, bless her. Okay, someone's put, how long can Man United continue to dine out on their history?
Forever.
Every club does it, though.
They always bring it up.
Forest is still holding on to their 2 champions, cups and whatnot. Every club will grab onto some form of history. So, in answer to you, Daniel, probably forever.
So like Newcastle now, we'll probably go on for the next 30 years about the Pizza Cup that we won. Come on!
At least you've won a trophy.
True.
I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah.
True.
Well, you were in we were all in the same bag as Tottenham until last season.
We were.
So Sesko go to United then. What do we think?
Let him go. We don't want him. He's shite.
You don't want him? Really?
Bring Jordan Hugo to Newcastle. It's up to him, innit? Whatever.
See if Alan Shearer will dust his shoes off again for you.
Well, maybe, yeah. But I can't say the other guy's name because the other Newcastle fan will have me. So.
Oh yeah, I heard that on the WhatsApp group before. I think Michael Owen's name was mentioned.
That's the one. Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to talk about him, are you?
No. Oh, I heard Andy Carroll's back in non-league, and we can give him a call.
Really? Give him a ring.
Dagenham and Redbridge apparently signed for.
Okay. Well, we'll see where it goes with Man United. What Dan? I'd love to know what your opinion is based on Lee's brash and very deluded prediction of Man United finishing. I believe it was 3rd, but now he did say if we get Sesko, it'll be 2nd.
He did say that.
I mean, right. Here's how it's for me. The only reason that I would say that they will probably get top half of the table, I'm not saying 3rd, I'll probably say 5th or 6th. Now, I think that's generous, but the reason I'm doing that is because the other teams around them, as we stated before, will have that distraction of European football. They will have to travel. Man United are solely going to be in the Prem and all the other competitions that are in England. So their squad's going to be, albeit fit. Whereas other teams are going to be tired from whether it's jet lag or whatever. And we've seen it. We've seen teams get hindrance when they play European football. They have a game on a Thursday night. They have a game on a Sunday in the Prem. The game on Sunday in the Prem, they don't do as well because they've obviously travelled. And I know that you can say, oh, but footballers are paid X, Y, Z money. It shouldn't matter. But realistically, it does. It doesn't matter who you are. They're still human at the end of the day. They're still going to feel fatigued.
Yeah, especially in the first few rounds, especially in the group stages and so on and so forth. Yeah. They are. I agree with you. They're going to struggle, but for me personally, and I keep going back to it, is I can't see a club. Doesn't matter what players you've got, what aspirations you've got, what troubles and what no troubles you've got at your club. I cannot see a club, even like Man United, going from such a low position. Poor performance, even when Amorim came in, to then go so good on the next season. I always refer back to the season of Chelsea when Chelsea spent something like £20 billion or whatever it was on all those players. They all came in and none of them gelled together. And they finished like one of the worst positions they've finished in like 20 odd years or something. It wasn't until the following season that actually the ball started, going. You started
season to gel,
And I just feel as though that's what's going to happen with Man United. All these world class. Well, I need to stop using the word world class.
Don't use that word yet.
But those big names then coming into a club and all being thrown into the same cooking pot, the cooking pot that's got a load of stuff going off in the background that, you know, is going to offset anybody. A manager who's pretty new to it and very, very naive, I think, thinking he can come in and shake things up that well at Man United. Chairmans and directors and owners of a club that just really don't care as long as their pockets are being filled up. And it's just, I just can't see that increase, that jump so much. I just can't see it. A couple more comments coming in. James Hutchinson said, Newcastle can have Bamford.
He's English. Eddie Howe will love him.
Yeah.
He is. Any comment about that? I mean, you know, I must say, at one point in my draft for my fantasy, I did have Bamford in my fantasy, and then I got mightily put off all of a sudden and decided to replace him for a few others. And in regards to your second comment, James, where's Carl tonight? Carl's working. That's the best.
Carl's got work.
Carl's got work. So he said he might try and get on if he can, but he is at work tonight. So busy man, bless him. Right. So moving on then. So any other news in regards to transfers? I believe there's a little bit of movement at Brighton, Dan.
I mean, there's potential movement for us, yeah. In a certain.
Do you want to divulge on that a little bit for us?
Well, going back to Man United, of course, which I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised it's not Chelsea at this point because they've taken most of our players over the last season, including this season. Before it's even started, João Pedro's gone to Chelsea.
Okay.
So I'll talk about that later on, anyways. But Carlos Baleba, now for me, and non-bias aside, obviously, just like any player that can.
Non-biased.
Yes, John. What?
You can control yourself, please. Thank you.
Wait your turn. No, but like any player that comes to Brighton, unless you know them, you don't know them until they've come through our system. But a lot of these players, Karu Matoma, I'd never heard of till he put on a Brighton shirt, and now he's phenomenal for me. We were offered 90 million for him from Saudi, and he turned it down. But for me, like Carlos Baleba is a really good player. He's really good in midfield, and he would fit in the Man United squad. But I would hate to see him go. I feel like I think don't have cover.
Yeah, I think
James Milner.
Brighton could end up like very quickly could end up like in the categories of the likes of Brentford and Wolves, with losing some of their better players and not replacing them quick enough. You know, Brentford have lost a good couple of players. There may be more leaving Brentford very, very shortly. Wolves again, exactly the same. I feel as though if Brighton don't put their finger on the button quick enough, and Carlos Baleba does go, based on the new stuff with
it will leave a huge hole in our squad.
Exactly. I think that would be. It would be. I'm not sure whether it would be a good move for him or not. I mean, it's going to be a bad move for Brighton, whatever.
Yeah.
You say no, John, based on it being him going to Man United, but say he went somewhere else.
Say you went to Newcastle.
No,
like where you want Jan-Paul Van Hector to go.
No. I think he suits Brighton to a T.
Exactly, I think he does. I think he's perfect for Brighton.
Yeah.
But if he was to leave, would he go to Man United, and why?
Apparently he wants to, right? He said he wants Brighton to lower his transfer fee to go to bloody Man U. But then, so I know we're talking to Brighton fan, but to go back to the hypothetical, if he goes to Man United, let's go back to Bruno. Where the fuck does Bruno play?
Bruno's, as far as I'm concerned, if Baleba goes to Man United,
Bruno's off.
Bruno's gone. There's no keeping him because there's better players, fitter players, more active players, and less spitting your dummy out the prime players.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree with you, mate. It'd be sad to see believe Brighton.
It would. It really
It'd be
would.
even worse to see him go to Man United just because it's Man United. And
Anywhere.
But
then what tops it off is
Yeah.
then Bruno loses his place.
yeah, as I say, but the thing about Brighton though is our chairman and our owner, both of which seem to have plans ahead of time. Like when we sold Caicedo to Chelsea, that's when we bought in Belieber. He covered that position brilliantly and has done. We've also got like Jack Hinshelwood, under 21 player, absolutely versatile. He could play centre back, right back, CDM, so he could fill that spot easily. So we have got players that can fill these positions. But for me, it's like, when does it stop that teams come and pry our players from us? And for how much longer can we go to leagues that people don't go to get players that really can cut it in the Prem? Because for me, Brighton will stay in the Prem, but who knows if that will be the case if we lose, not obviously world class, but players that have been so crucial for us.
Yeah.
Do you think though, I mean, I had this conversation about Forest, particularly last season, exactly what you've just said there. Forest are now a Premier League team, and I think they're an established Premier League team now.
Yeah.
But what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
But like not last season, the season before when Forest was sat in 17th, the only reason that I was confident that Forest were going to stay up then was because there was 3 worse teams in the Premier League than Forest. And the problem that you're going to have with Brighton is, well, the advantage, should I say, that you're going to have with Brighton is if you do end up in that bottom 5, bottom 6 teams, you've always got to remember that really Brighton have been in the Prem long enough now to survive that based on the 3 teams, or there's going to be at least 3 worse teams than Brighton.
Yeah.
And B, you're standing based on that you've been in the Prem for so long.
I think it's a good point as well, what Dan was saying. At some point, you've got to. I know your chairman's doing a fantastic job, right? And this isn't a dig at all at Brighton. I think you've got to go from a selling club to a building club, because you're never going to, and I mean this respectfully, you're never going to be challenging from Premier League titles if you keep selling your best players to Chelsea, Man U, PSG. So you're not, realistically, because all you're doing is you're hurting yourselves really by taking away your good players, leaving yourself with some backup kid from Finland League One that might make it or might not make it. But it's the truth. Like you can't get these players Brighton are bringing in are based on computer stats, right? They don't have an absolute clue about how they're going to play. The Premier League is an absolute different animal. It is.
Yeah.
And yes, Brighton have made some absolutely shrewd investments. Minte for one. If he had stayed at Newcastle, he'd been an absolute worldie for Newcastle. And that's the bottom line of it. But at some point, your chairman has to go, all right, we've got enough PSR headroom now. We can spend 100 mil, let's say it's 100 mil, right? Comfortably. We need to bring players in, establish a team, and push on, because you can't just keep selling. You can't.
Do you not think, though, that what Brighton have done then is, over the past so many seasons, they've done all that donkey work to put themselves in the position that they're in now? That, yes, okay, they can sell some of their better players, but they've put themselves in a position where now they're marginally more attractive now to get those bigger players in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they've done all that donkey work already. Because of their chairman, because of their directors, because of how they've treated Brighton as a club, as a business, as a venture. They've not taken the nick. They've not got 115 charges against them. They've not got a stadium falling to the ground. They've got a director of football. Their chairman isn't batshit crazy. You know what I mean? They're in a better position financially. They're in a better position appealing than some of the other clubs.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Again, I'm not having a go at them at all. My thing to Dan is, and I've said this off pod, at some point You've got to stop going, I'm selling, become a Southampton, and we're Brighton. We want to challenge and get a cup, an FA Cup. We want Europe. Dan said it to me. I'd love to go to Europe. Why can't Brighton have a good Europe run?
They absolutely they could.
You want the Europa League?
Absolutely. You know, like you say though, John, they can't rest on the laurels. They can't let all these big name players go to PSG and Chelsea. They've got to bring those bigger players in, and I think this is the right time, the right season now for Brighton to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with, like I say, I agree with both. Like, I don't take it to heart or anything. Like, at the end of the day, I'm happy with how well we are running the club, like compared to most clubs. I feel like, as I say, our chairman and owner both have plans of years ahead of what they say. So if a player is, let's say, approached by Man United, they've already gone, right, we've already got that player who's going to replace, and we've already bought in someone else. I also understand that obviously bringing someone in, they're going to take time to gel in that team. That's number one, like we've said with Man United, like you say with any team. They're also going to take time to learn the pace of the Premiership, because it is completely different ball game to other countries, and I fully agree with that. But also our youth system, the players that we've got in our youth academy, majority of them could get in our first team anyway. So we do have the backup already, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah, the only thing is that backup strong enough to keep you going for the next season, the next 36 games? Are they that's the only thing. That's a little bit of a worry for me for Forest. Forest have signed some, in theory, good players. From the further than Europe. We seem to like our Brazilians quite a lot. It's a different kettle of fish. It's a different game of football. Dan and Doy, I think he's played. Didn't he play for Villa at some point? I'm not sure, but I think he's played a bit of Premier League football. But the likes of those two Brazilians that we've got in, who knows? You just don't know. It's pot luck. Completely bringing in oddball names from wherever can be tricky, especially in the Premier League game. It's a completely different kettle of fish. So I get exactly what you mean, mate. The thing, like you say, you just got to stop losing your players to Chelsea.
It mainly is Chelsea, though, isn't it? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, but Chelsea have got like 350 first-team players, haven't they?
Well, what I don't get, I know that it's going to be off topic, but they signed Liam Delap, but then go and sign João Pedro off us.
Yeah,
pushing Delap further back.
But on the same role reversal, either Nicholas Jackson's leaving, and
yes. Guess who's interested? I'll give you a clue, lads. I'll give you a fucking clue.
I can't quite see that. Can you do it?
Are the team's interested on that one? Just a quick one for the people that are watching. King Bush isn't here, so I've taken over host for this week. James Hutchinson, thank you for reposting our stream on X. We are live on X. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube. So please follow us on all of our socials and come and say hi to us all. Please feel free to keep banging the comments in. I think we've got 34 viewers at the minute. Please stick your questions in. Any questions for any of the pundits, or whether it be Forest, Brighton, Newcastle, Rotherham, whatever you want to talk about, you send your comments.
Don't talk about Rotherham tonight. That's for Monday.
So we mentioned. I'm just going through a few of the other latest things on the transfer side of things. There's obviously Man United, 50 million they want 50 million for Garnacho. Do you fancy him, Brighton? What do you reckon? Brighton?
I mean, I wouldn't. This is the thing. Like when anyone asks, like, would you take a certain player? Like, just because they may have hindered their reputation at one club doesn't mean that they would do it at your club. And for me, like, I feel like it's always good to have a backup player. And I know that he'll probably want first team football. Well, they'll have to try and get in over Matoma, because at the minute, no one's doing that. But I would say, yeah.
Yeah? What do you reckon, John? Would you take him at Newcastle?
No. No,
No.
no, thank you.
Is that because he's been a Man United player and based on his performance last
Nah.
season? Or what?
I don't think he's anything to his game, to be quite honest.
Okay. Interesting.
Nothing. I think Jacob Murphy would run rings around him.
Yeah. Okay.
Goals, assists. Jacob Murphy's better. So.
Okay.
What is it? 60 million. Yeah. See you later, pal.
Okay. I personally, I don't think I wouldn't have him at Forest, and I think that's just based on our current squad. I just don't think he would fit in to our.
You got to think about his attitude as well, right? You got.
I don't think.
Yeah. I just don't think he fits.
James Hutchinson's just put, I should have taken Birchie's spot tonight.
Come on in, pal. You've got time.
Yeah, just anybody. If you give us prior notice, contact us on X, Twitter,
Instagram,
Facebook, Instagram, any of those. If you contact Bushy or myself or any of the pundits and you want to be part of our show, please feel free to give us a shout. We'll get you onto our main pundits group, and then we can add you to any show at all. It's not a problem at all. James, you'll be more than welcome. We know that you watch every week and you do get involved. So if you feel as though you want to drop in,
isn't he a Miller as well? He can come on Monday if he fancies it.
If you are a Millers fan, James, feel free to come on Monday, Monday Millers. Just give us a shout, like I say, on X. Either there's my one on X or John's on X handles. Just give us a shout on there, and we're more than happy to add you to our team. The more pundits, the merrier. Obviously, we don't want too many on each show, but having general fans, especially. Guys that are watching our shows and want to come on, please feel free to give us a shout. We're more than happy to have you on our shows. If there's any more questions in the comments, please fire them through. That would be great. So we've got the Garnacho situation at Man United. Believe is it Ben Doak?
Leeds.
Ben Doak might be Leeds, might be West Ham from Liverpool. My only thing, and I think I mentioned it, we were talking about it in our little group beforehand. Is about the price of players.
Yes.
I mean, Liverpool rejected 20 million for Bendo from Ipswich and from Palace. I know I'm not allowed to mention that name, Dan. They rejected 20 million for this player. Is football losing control? It's losing its mind over things like money in. Putting a price tag of 20 million on what Liverpool winger? Well, what do we think? Is he worth 20 million, or is it just me?
Who is it?
Exactly. Ben Doak, is it? Ben Doak from Liverpool.
How old is he? Is he a youngster?
I think he's a bit of a youngster. Yeah.
Is he English?
At some point in his life, yeah.
Is he English? I don't know who he is. I can't comment. I think that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
If you were saying 20 million for Gakpo, I'd be saying the opposite. I was saying that's ludicrous. That's not enough.
But what my point I'm trying to get across is about the money side of it. Are clubs just using are clubs using their name to promote the inflated price tag rather than the player having the inflated price tag?
No, I think Liverpool are trying to make as much money as they can to slap 150 million on Isaac.
All right, okay. So you think another bid for Isaac?
I'm prepared for another bid.
Okay. And do you think Newcastle will take 150?
Yeah. We'll say thank you very much. Have a little cheeky kiss behind the Aldi bins. See you next season.
Love it.
Thank you very much. We'll be best mates. But honestly, if Isaac doesn't work out at Liverpool, don't be burning the shirt, Liverpool fans, because walk alone and all that bollocks. Look how you treat Trent Arnold when Real Madrid. They were burning his bloody shirt in garden bins. Bless them, keeping them warm in winter.
I knew it was a good idea bringing you on to that, John. I knew it was going to like.
Thanks.
Great idea. So if Isaac does leave for 150 million and goes to Liverpool, What you can do with it 150 million? Because you ain't got
right. Let's get a centre mid in. I don't care who the fuck it is. Just buy some fucker. Go for Brighton, lad. For all I care.
No, not him.
No, they go to Chelsea.
Oh, we need a striker. Clearly, I would take Ollie Watkins in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't mind. Hear me out, and you probably wouldn't come. Jackson, no, waste of space. I wouldn't mind having putting a little cheeky bid on Højlund.
Okay.
Oh, Rasmus.
Okay, that's a nice little. Yeah.
I think he could do bits for Newcastle.
Okay.
But we'll probably not get him and end up with Callum Wilson on loan to end of season. Calvert-Lewin, whoever he's called from Everton. Fuck it. We'll end up with Jordan Hugo from Nombe from Rotherham. Simple.
Oh, you'll end up with Ramsdale up front, mate.
You'll end up signing Jamie Vardy just for the hell of it. You know, why not?
We got some comments in section.
We have, yeah. I'll highlight them.
He's from Leeds, James is.
James is a Leeds fan. Okay, James.
Well, you're more than welcome.
You're still more than welcome. You might get ripped a bit, but yeah, no, you're more than welcome.
Just not on a Monday.
Not on a Monday. You upset John. Anyone that's not a Rotherham fan on a Monday upsets John. So,
as Carl found out.
Alex Hutchinson's put, you've just made James's night saying that. Consider him on the next show.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
You're more than welcome, James. Absolutely more than welcome, mate. Daniel Spedding's put, who are the pundits picking as a surprise package for this season? Can anyone break into Europe, or is the top 6-7 too strong?
No.
Thanks for that input there. No, great.
Okay, let's break it down.
Take it away.
Top 6-7 too strong. No. Surprise package. I'm going to get belittled for this. Man United. Man United are going to surprise some people this season.
Okay, John's going with Man United. Dan?
So with the question of about top 6-7 being too strong, I mean, who are we putting in this top 6-7 being too strong? Because it definitely ain't Tottenham and it definitely ain't Man United based on last season.
Okay.
So if we're going off last season being too strong, then that last season just shows that anyone can break into that top half. I mean, I'm biased, but I thought Brighton would break into it, to be honest with you. Unfortunate we didn't, but I think we could be up there. I feel like there's not really an established dominance now. I feel like last season proved that anyone that could, obviously 3 points is a difference between, let's say, 6th to 7th, for example. For me,
sorry, Dan. I think at one point in the season last season, there was something like 3 points between 4th and like 10th or something.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I knew there was like a really, really tight gap. For me personally, I don't know why, but I feel like one of the newly promoted teams is going to go under the radar and somehow finish not that high, obviously, but higher than people are obviously expecting. Just a question of who. Like Leeds could do it, to be fair. Like as much as it pains me to say that they're staying up, Leeds could easily break up. And for me, yeah, I'm going to say Leeds surprise everyone.
Okay, Leeds.
You're going to be very popular all of a sudden, Dan.
You will. I know there's a lot of Leeds fans that watch, so that's going to
just an opinion.
All of a sudden, you're going to be loved by the masses by saying that comment, mate. I mean, for me, I think I agree with what you say, Dan. I think Leeds, of the three that have come up, Leeds are probably the strongest to show any impact. But I don't feel as though Leeds are going to have that much of an impact that's just going to surprise everybody. I've got this little thing about Aston Villa. I just feel as though Aston Villa, they've been sitting around that top stage of the league for a number of seasons now, and I just feel as though all's quiet on the Villa front at the minute. There's not much movement in terms of, big names moving in, big names going out. Obviously, they've had the old Rashford malarkey that was bizarre last season of him going to them on loan. But I just feel as though Villa have kind of got all their ducks in the right order, and I just feel as though there's something about them that's just going to impress this season. Really do.
It would be interesting on Villa though if they lose McGinn, because we've Everton ourselves.
Yes, I read that.
Are apparently interested. If he leaves Villa, that's a huge personality captain leave. So that could. It's how do you replace John McGinn? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, apparently Ben Dokes is Scottish.
Hi, Aaron. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. James Hutchinson's put, what is everyone's thoughts on Spurs? Who?
Spurs.
I know we all slate them. I know we all slate them, but after losing Son and now Maddison most of the season, what will they do and how will they cope under Frank? I've got James Maddison on my list actually. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, James Maddison's likely to be out all season with his broken ACL. So
that's a game changer. That game changer.
Big massive hit for Tottenham. That is, especially with the final end of their season and managing to grab that European spot. I think that's a big hit for them. Coping under Thomas Frank, I rate him as a manager. I think he's a good manager all round. I think he'll do well, but it's all about the players at the end of the day. He's not on the pitch, is he?
No,
and I think that's. I think for me the ball's out at the minute with Spurs. I just with everything that's gone off with the whole fiasco with Forest and the media loving that one, and I don't know. I don't know about Spurs. I really don't. I think unfortunately for them, I think they could finish about as low as they finished last season.
Wow.
Dan.
Well, again, obviously you can't overlook the fact of how crucial Son's been in that team. The amount of goals that he scored that was the difference between a draw and a win for them. So for me, he's a huge loss. But James Maddison, that's obviously not leaving on a transfer, is injured, is going to be a big personality and a big person on the pitch that they've lost. Yes, he's going to still be obviously at the games on the bench or whatever, but you can't have an impact on the bench as you would if you were playing, actually communicating. So for me, I agree with you. I don't know. I just have this gut feeling that Tottenham are really going to struggle. Obviously, they've got a new manager who's a great manager, as you say. I nothing but respect for him. I liked what he did. But Tottenham is just a completely different ball game.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like they have had a huge hindrance losing Son.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Yeah. What do you reckon, John? What's your thoughts?
I don't even know if they've brought. Have they brought anybody in of significance? Like, what's the transfer? But what's their actual transfers this summer? I've not heard a single thing about Spurs, to be quite fair. So that'll be interesting. Maddison, huge miss. Absolutely, he's their playmaker.
They didn't get Gibbs White, did they? So
no, we know that one. Yes, we we all know that they didn't.
They get Kudos.
They didn't get Gibbs White.
Oh, Kudos from West Ham.
From West Ham, didn't they?
That'll be a big season for him. I think that's again West Ham to Spurs. The pressure you have at Spurs. I think there's an expectancy of Spurs fans maybe that they should be top 5. But we'll see. I don't think they'll be as low as last season. Do
you not? Do you think?
No, I actually think they could get Europe.
Okay. Interesting, that one.
I just know we're not.
So do you see Spurs finishing higher than Newcastle then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think Newcastle put 4 or 5 past them.
You think Newcastle will play better than Spurs, but Spurs will finish higher than Newcastle?
No, I think. Look, listen. I think if Newcastle can get some reinforcements in, we'll be all right. If we don't, I think top 10 Newcastle. Seriously. 10th. I said to Dan earlier, 10th.
Okay. Right. We'll quickly move on. As you're brand new to us, Dan, I'm going to throw something directly under your nose. So I don't think it was last Thursday, but it was. It's been one Thursday recently. We have all put down our thoughts of where teams are going to finish this season in the Prem. Sorry, I was just pulling it forward to try and get some notes. Where teams are going to finish. So who do you think is going to be your top 3 in the Prem this coming season? Who do you think is going to win?
I don't know why, but I feel like Liverpool are going to go back to back.
Okay.
I just have a feeling that Liverpool will do back to back.
I think most of the people said that.
I think the difficult thing is, see, you can predict who wins it. It's the second and third place.
So you think Liverpool's going to back to back? What's that based on? Just so I know, Dan.
Yeah.
What are you basing Liverpool winning on?
See, as controversial as it's going to sound, because I know they are obviously going to try and make new signings and have they really want Isak in their squad. If they get Isak, it's done. Like, as I'm sure John will agree, he's a prolific goal scorer, whatever way you look at it. He can score tap-ins, he can score worldies. He's a great player. If he joins that Liverpool squad, then I feel like they will be a force to be reckoned with. If he doesn't, then for me, their back line is solid.
Okay.
I've always thought they had a solid defensive and solid back line. Obviously, Trent's moved on, but they still have replacement for him, and they've still got that chemistry in their team.
I think we had the discussion last week that Trent really wasn't a defender. He wasn't a back.
No, he was more forward, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't really a back 4 player, to be fair. John, you were shaking your head a lot about the comment about Liverpool. Is that based solely on East?
Sorry.
No, it was about being because you said most of the group, and I wasn't one of the group. So
no, you weren't. You weren't one of the group. No.
No.
Who's your thoughts on Dan? Who do you think you? Sorry, John. Who do you think you would have?
I've got Chelsea. I've put Chelsea to win it.
Chelsea. Okay, that's interesting. Chelsea.
I think Chelsea, Liverpool, City. It was. I think I went
Chelsea, Liverpool, then City.
Yeah.
We've not really mentioned City tonight. Now we've kind of probably upset Carl a little bit by not mentioning City. Just going off what you were saying about Isak being a prolific goal scorer.
Yeah.
Last week, Cole made a solid argument, really, about Erling Haaland. The amount that he scored last season, he reckons he's going to pop 40 goals in this season. So, would you put Isak as a more prolific player than Erling Haaland?
No.
Dan?
Not yet. Not yet.
Dan was the one that said it. So
No, not yet. Haaland is class, and don't get me wrong, Isak is class, but I think Haaland, with what he's achieved in his first couple of seasons in the Premier League, is just next level.
I just feel like Haaland dropped off last season. I feel like this might sound controversial. The signing of Marmoush helped Haaland more than it helped more than people think. Like, for me, obviously, I went to the Brighton versus Man City away game. Marmoush and Haaland were unstoppable together. The link-up play that they have completely changed that Man City team. So for me, it's going to be between them, but I feel like maybe Marmoush overlooked Haaland. So I would say, based on that, Isak will score more.
Okay.
But you've got to remember in that City squad as well, that Kevin De Bruyne, he was like De Bruyne to Man United, right? He's the everything. No. He's the vision. He was, pinging passes to So is that going to be a factor for Haaland? You've got to take all these little things into consideration, right?
Interesting one, though, isn't it? Interesting one. So you're going Liverpool back to back, Dan.
Yeah.
What about your second place? Who's going to get second and third?
I mean, I had it between Arsenal and Chelsea for second and third. I'm debating whether Arsenal, typical bottlers, are second, or if Chelsea, with the don't get me wrong, I didn't watch much of Chelsea in the Club World Cup, but that final against PSG, if they play like that all season, they could be title contenders, as John said. To be fair, but for me, for that reason, I'm going to say that Arsenal don't finish second; they get third, and Chelsea get second.
Okay. So even with Arsenal having some top quality players, just signing Gyökeres and all that, do you not think that maybe there might be a shift at the Emirates Stadium, and maybe they might all of a sudden do a Tottenham like Tottenham did, and win something this season?
I mean, it's hard to say. Obviously, you're speaking as if we have to know what's going to happen. Like, one injury to that Arsenal team, one injury to the Chelsea team, one injury to any team could easily change the complexion of the entire Premier League. Like, teams that I've put further down might do better because another team's lost their star player. Like we spoke about Maddison. What if a player like Eze or someone gets injured for, that changes their season?
Has he gone to Arsenal? Because he's linked to Arsenal, isn't he? Eze.
Yeah.
Talking of Eze.
He hasn't gone.
That would change Arsenal's team, that would change their team.
That would be a signing.
Just on Arsenal a minute, because I know there's lots of things floating around about Arteta at Arsenal and so on and so forth. Last season should have been Arteta's time to step up. He got nowhere to hide. He's still there. They bottled it. They didn't win anything. Is this season the time for Arteta?
No.
Do you think Arteta will be there all season?
No.
Do you think on? What do you think?
I think he will blame the ball. He will blame the fucking weather, the rain, the Christmas trees, he'll blame the shipping containers at Forest for losing. Whatever. Arteta is not the man to win the league at Arsenal.
Okay. So you think he needs to go?
He won't go because they love him too much down there. They like lick his bumhole or whatever. But I don't think. I don't think he's...
the back end of the show.
The thing is, like, people say, well, is Eddie Howe the man to take Newcastle for a... No, I don't think he is.
Okay. So who would you have then?
I'd have Mourinho at Newcastle.
You'd have Mourinho at Newcastle?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So you're saying that Newcastle are going to do decent this season.
Mediocre.
And you don't believe in the manager?
I don't think... No. Eddie Howe's a great manager. I do not think...
What now, John?
No. That's fine. Eddie Howe, he's won a trophy, the Pizza Cup, whatever. Look, we're in the Champions League again. We won't get out of the group stages, guarantee it. And we definitely won't be challenging for the Premier League title with Eddie Howe.
Okay. Who's going to be your player of the season then, Dan? Who do you think is going to be the shining light of the season, whether it be a top goal scorer or an underdog player? For Brighton, sorry, yes.
Brighton. For me, if he stays fit, Karim Matoma.
Okay.
If we can keep him fit and injury free, he's going to be our player. For me, he's going to be our player of the season. Also, what I'm interested to see is we've obviously just lost Webster to an injury as well. I think he's out for at least the first 4 or 5 games. We have signed Boscagli. Saw him in pre-season. He is quick. He's a decent centre-back. But again, going back to what I said earlier, pre-season Premier League, hasn't played in the Prem. How does he do against, let's say, Haaland, for example, because we have got Man City in our first few games. It'd be interesting to see how our squad gels on the pitch in the Premier League. Also, we've been playing a lot of behind closed doors friendlies as well. Our first actual friendly with fans was the Southampton game, and in that game we were comfortable 65 minutes in, and then they brought on 2 subs that completely changed the complexion, and within 5-10 minutes it's 2-2.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is what you were saying, though, wasn't it? You were saying that, you know, anything to do with an injury, a change in performance slightly, you know, an issue, you know, a falling out or whatever can change the dynamic of a team. So, yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying, mate. Absolutely, absolutely. What about your 3 going down then, Dan? You've got, you know, Liverpool up there.
Tough one. Tough one. I've got Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the bottom. I don't know like position wise, but I've got them in my bottom 3. I feel like, as we touched upon earlier, they've sold their players, haven't really reinvested, and I feel like this is the season they really hit home and struggle. I feel like for me they've been steadily progressing, but losing the players they have, I don't see them being able to recover from that. I said that the 3 coming up, obviously I stated about Leeds earlier. For me, I don't see Burnley doing well in the Prem. I just don't see them as a Premiership club. It might be controversial, and I'll accept anything in the comments and things, of course. But for me, like, in the time that they've been in the Prem in the past, they never really established themselves in the division. And I feel like the Championship you can dominate, but when it comes to Premiership, if you can't make that change. Also, the biggest thing as well, I know, going off a little bit of topic, but Championship teams that get promoted, there's no VAR in the Championship. So I feel like the hard hit in reality is when VAR is in their games, and how that affects their mentality and things as well, and how their fans react as well, because you can see how fans react to that. So I have got Wolves, I have got Burnley, and the third one. See, again, for me, it's difficult to predict the 3 because, again, obviously it depends on how they do in the season. But based upon what we've spoken about, and based upon everything that's been going on with transfers and them not making many, and if I believe Mbeumo's gone, Wissa's gone, I think you know where I'm going with this one.
Okay.
And they've lost their manager.
I mean, it's a good shout. I mean, I had to be fair, I had Burnley, I had Wolves, I had Sunderland going down.
Yes, good lad.
But you can say that, John. But actually, you look at some of the signings and what Sunderland are doing and what players they're getting, that Sunderland could be a force to reckon with. The only other one that I had floating around in my brain a little bit was Everton.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people poo-pooed that idea based on the stadium, and then I fought back and said, "Yeah, you can't base, you know, staying up on a financial
a brand new stadium,
So, yeah, it's going to be. I think for me, I don't know what you guys think. I think a lot of people are saying Liverpool. I know you've said Chelsea, John, but I think in general, a lot of people have said Liverpool are going to do back-to-back. They're going to be a force to reckon with. If they get Isak, even more likely so. I don't think it's going to be as clear-cut as it was last season. I don't think they're going to go storming with it. But I think the majority of the interest is going to be, you know, your team's 15th and below really this season, and where everybody finishes in that aspect. I think the fight is going to be more about staying out of relegation, especially for some of the teams like the Brentfords, the Burnleys, the Wolves. Leeds to a certain extent, they're brand new to the Prem. The Sunderlands, the Evertons, those sort of teams. Tottenham, possibly. You know, again, listen, they've got James Maddison out, one of the better players. You know, it could impact them massively. And playing in Europe again could impact them massively. Aaron's put it was a few minutes ago. Aaron put Spurs will be a surprise package as they have got the duck off their back lifting a trophy. fair enough. Yeah, they ended the season with a good bit of momentum and getting that trophy and everything. I think I go with what John was saying. Who have they brought in? Who have they,
Kudos.
who have they
That's the
really
only one I could think of.
got to really have that massive impact for the squad? I think they've lost more than they've gained, really. So
Yeah.
be an very interesting season, especially, I think personally that bottom half of the table is going to be far more interesting. I'm going to quickly shift over to the championship. The championship starts this Friday.
Tomorrow, yeah.
What you know about the championship that much. Tomorrow is Birmingham versus Ipswich. Quick guess, what do we think is going to be that the winner?
I think Birmingham should be relegated immediately because they're spending little cheating bastards. They should never have been allowed in League One to spend that £45 million. Much love, Birmingham fans. I'll go 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Dan?
It's a difficult one, I feel, because obviously Birmingham are at home, first game of the season. But I feel like Ipswich are going to win 2-1.
I will agree with you, Dan. I think Ipswich are gonna steal it. To be honest, I kind of agree what you're saying, John. Birmingham, they shouldn't be where they are, really.
No,
I think they're lucky to be where they are. So I'll go with. I think the momentum's more on the side of Ipswich. Ipswich have been okay. Yes, they've not been getting the players, but they've been putting the bids in for some decent players. I
they
think
signed someone today. I think some Swedish bloke.
Yeah. I think
Not
they're
Isaac.
Well, Swedish mate. It's not a Langer, was it? You're not stick him on Langer.
Fucking hell. He'll be after Spurs winger next.
We've owned them many players.
I'm just looking through some other games, some interesting games. Southampton, Wrexham.
Oh, Saints should batter them 4-0. Wrexham, again, no offence to Birmingham or Wrexham, they should not be in the fucking championship, League One, with the amount of money they spent in League. It's 50-60 million the bet. Oh, look at me on Disney.
Do you not think Wrexham is like one of those amazing stories?
No.
You just purely.
No, listen, right? I used to live
be that way if you throw a load of money at them.
No, I used to live round the corner from the Wrexham ground, right? And when I grew up, you would never hear of Wrexham. It's all since this bloody Disney money's got to the fat heads. Oh, we love Wrexham. No, 4-0 Southampton.
I think Aaron agrees with you, John. There, championship is going to be a wake-up call for Wrexham, and I think they will struggle for the first time in 4 years.
I hope they get relegated to League Two, both of them.
Wow, strong words from John. Very opinionated tonight, John. I'm loving it. Dan, what's your thoughts on the Wrexham away game?
I mean, for me, like, I'm completely on the opposite side. Like, I'm happy for them. I like, yeah, watch. I feel like the story and everything behind it is good, but again, doing it in the lower leagues, are you going to be able to do it in the championship? Are you going to be up there, or are you going to really struggle? And Southampton is not going to be an easy game, first game of the season. Obviously, it was only a pre-season game, but they came back from 2-0 down against us. I said it, I think I did say to John, I said to someone, if they play like that, if Southampton play like how they did in that pre-season friendly against us, Southampton could be up there for top 2 in the championship.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I go off what Aaron's just put on again. He's put the gap between Premier League and the Championship has got to the point where it's just a revolving door of 7 or 8 teams that just yo-yo 2 leagues.
I agree.
Yeah, you've got like a half a league between Premier League and Championship, and there's about 8 teams that sit in that league where one season or they spend a season or 2 up in the Prem, then they go down, and then they're straight back up again the following season. And I agree. I think and Southampton sit in that bunch. I think definitely Southampton are that sort of team. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with what you're saying, John. I kind of like the story of Wrexham. I think it's a nice little sweet little story. But I'm a sod for little stories like that. But I think I kind of agree. I think they're going to struggle in the Championship. Again, it's a whole different kettle of fish. It's a whole different style of football. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Let's pick another one out. Stoke Derby County. As a Forest fan, I hope Derby County lose miserably. I hope they go down to non-league and end up like the poor sods at Morecambe. To be perfectly honest, but
that bad is it?
God, I can just be as harsh as you. But yeah, being a Forest fan, don't like Derby at all. But no, I think personally, I think Stoke are better than Derby. So yeah, Stoke 3-0.
3-0. Wow.
3-0.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the Stoke are at home as well. So I think opening game of the season.
I think if they've still got Victor, I heard that he might be going to West Ham. So the ex-Rotherham lad.
Yes.
So I think, and I will have this on record, Derby fans, to clear my name against all the hate mail I've been receiving since my prediction. Now the transfer window has, coming to play, and they've got Brewster, a couple of young lads coming through. I think Derby will not go down. Okay, Derby fans? We okay now? We all friends?
Derby are going down all day long.
No, see?
Listen, you need to listen to me, right? Because I said about Leyton Orient, and I got argued the hell on X about Leyton Orient. And their opening game of the season, what happened? They lost 3-0.
3-0. Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah, we'll wait till they play Rotherham.
Well,
But
listen,
yeah, going back to the result, I think 2-0. 2-0 Stoke.
2-0 Stoke. Dan, quick one on Stoke or Derby?
A 1-0 draw.
Boring.
Draw. Boring.
Yeah, we'll go board. It's not a 0-0 board draw.
Boring. Next.
Okay, let's pick one final one from the Championship. And I'm going to pick this one based on a bit of transfer news that I've heard. So we've got, where is it? Leicester versus Sheffield Wednesday.
This game's not going ahead.
Do you not think it's going to go ahead on something?
No, there's massive reports of going to be protests. This game will not go ahead.
And is this because of the Sheffield Wednesday Chancery?
Yeah. I don't think the players will play.
You think they'll refuse to play?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody checked in and listened on Wednesday night, yesterday night to the fantastic podcast that went on with two absolutely fantastic, really passionate Wednesday fans, and King Bush hosted that one. A lot of controversy was talked about on that podcast. Lots of falling out. Do you think it's a wise decision that the players all boycott? Do you think
they have to? They have to. I think if they don't, it kind of shows the true colours, right? If they're saying this club's a mess, they don't play. It's as simple as that.
You've got to show some sort of solidarity with the fans, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely.
But they sold out. Away ends sold out. Away ends are sold out.
It doesn't surprise me, but at the end of the day, if they play that football match, they're basically putting two fingers up at the fans.
I think they'll play it, but there's going to be a mass protest, and it's on Sky. It's all over X. There's going to be a mass protest.
Yeah, it's going to be on Sky. It's the only game playing on Sunday as well.
Yeah, but there's another game on that day.
Score?
I think it gets abandoned. Seriously.
You don't think it'll go ahead?
No.
Okay. Dan, do you think it'll go ahead or?
I mean, if it does go ahead, then what message is it saying? But at the end of the day, it is a fixture that you've got to play in. So for me, if that does go ahead, I feel like the motivation's just not there for the Sheffield Wednesday, so Leicester can take advantage of that. But as John's raised very good points, the game will potentially get abandoned.
That would be a massive. How does that affect though the rest of Sheffield Wednesday's season with all the pressures that are already going on with the whole Chansari things? By the players boycotting, yes, it shows solidarity to the fans and whatnot, but how does that affect Wednesday's season all in all? I don't want to, go too much into what was talked on the podcast last night. But I think it's a valid.
It's a sad. It's honestly, I was listening last night, and it's sad. It really is, and I wouldn't want it to any club. Same with Morecambe. I wouldn't want it with any club. The fans are clearly and rightly so upset with the ownership. The players. There's been, Barry Bannon, was it? He was saying he's going to leave. He's got offers in the Prem, and then next minute he's signing a new deal. That's 1 in 1 ain't making 3 there, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No.
What is is he paid? What's he doing? Washing dishes for them? Or how's he getting paid? I don't know. It's really messy. And for me, they could play it. They could probably nick a 1-0 win, if I'm honest. They could actually go and nick it at end 90th minute. Header from someone, from ex-Rotherham player or whatever. I know he's left, hasn't he? But I just can't see it. I don't know. If they get smashed, their confidence is going to be low anyway.
Yeah.
I think going off it, I think all in all, I think it's going to be more beneficial. How it affects the rest of the season, it remains to be seen. You can't kind of predict the future, but I think if the Wednesday game does get called off, does get abandoned, I think that's probably the better choice.
The thing is, as well, it's on Sky. How more of an audience, millions of viewers. Yeah, all right, maybe not millions, hundreds of thousands of viewers. Sunday evening, Leicester, they're in a bit of trouble as well with their ownership since he took over. Son, what bigger way to make a statement? You're on bloody Sky. I'm sure last year there was talk of Rotherham doing it as well.
Yeah. It's not nice to see for any team, and I think there needs to be more rulings on it. I think there needs to be more, litigation, I suppose, essentially, for things like this happening. When chairpersons don't.
Well,
they don't give a fuck. So
they do the fit and proper test, but the new lad, and I was saying, and I wanted to ask the Wednesday lads last night, but I didn't get a chance. The new lad coming in, the is it Palace? He's not any better for them, by the way. No way. He's fucked up 3 clubs in Italy and France. How is he going to pass a fair and fitness test or whatever the chuff it's called? He should be nowhere near football. He ain't the answer to Sheffield Wednesday. He isn't.
I made a comment that on that podcast that I feel as though, particularly for Sheffield Wednesday, that are stooped in the fan, enthusiasm and the fan want for the club. I feel as though maybe some a fan or a group of fans who are have a bit of knowledge and have a bit of skill and have something about them should be involved in some form of managerial role or control in a club. There's hundreds of people that are in charge of an actual club, not just the chairman. He might have the final say and so on and so forth. I think the fans need to be stepping up a little bit and maybe getting a bit more involved in the way Sheffield Wednesday are run.
And I just want to hit a touch on a comment, not Sheffield Wednesday related, because I think it's Lee and he's been a bit on the glue tonight, just in the comment section.
Oh, Man U winning the league and Champions League. That's definitely Lee.
Hang on a minute, they're not even in the Champions League, donor.
I hope you had a safe journey, Lee, onto your destination.
Mablethorpe.
I won't tell anybody where you've gone, just in case people get the flight over just to take the mick out of you for being a Man United fan. But thanks for messaging in. Man United winning the league is one thing in itself, but the Champions League, I think that's impossible, mate. So either you've got a bit of jet lag, or
not to that.
Not where he's gone. I'm just saying you've either got a bit of jet lag, or some lucky man's giving you some unlucky drugs, mate. So I think you need to chill out a bit on that one. Adam L has put, John, where do you think Newcastle will end up? I don't think Spurs will do anything to 10. No Maddison, no Son. Kudus is a good Premier League player. They have just been absolutely battered today.
Have they? Who did they play?
Let's have a quick
pre-season, right? Doesn't matter. They could have lost 7-0 to Rotherham. It wouldn't matter to me. Well, it would, but I think Spurs will be fine. Newcastle 10th. I've said it earlier, 10th.
Newcastle 10th. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't going to be pulling trees up this season, lads, I tell you. But Aaron's comment, thank you, Sheffield Wednesday, for gas armor.
Armour, yeah.
Yeah, he was mentioned last night, obviously. What was it? 1.2 million, 2.2 million. Lad scored 4 European goals already. Some steal that.
It was Bayern Munich, wasn't it? I mentioned it earlier.
So Harry Kane put 4 past his own team. Mind you, he talking of trophies, he's another one that had his Spurs trophy. I know it's a German league, like.
Harry Kane scored the first one. He scored in 12 minutes. Then it's Koeman, Carl, and
Carl.
Yeah.
Fuck's Carl. Just Carl off the street. Yeah, Carl, come and play.
Come on.
Yeah, no, Carl from the podcast. He went over. He just thought,
Yeah.
Oh, Carl, of course. That's why he's not at work. He's in Germany.
Why not? Sod it. I'll do it. Yeah. So, where were we before we got completely blown out of proportion there? So, yeah,
we're talking about Chef Wednesday.
Leicester will not go ahead. You reckon?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Oh, apparently Kane missed a penalty as well.
Oh,
what a surprise! Audible. He'll be still in the England squad, though, won't he? Yeah.
In Kane, 76 now or something.
It's like 32, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. Anything else you want to have a chat about, guys? Anybody in the comments want anything to say? If not, I think we will end our wonderful hour and a half podcast on that note. If nobody else has got anything to say, thank you very much for everybody commenting tonight. Thank you for stopping by. 62 viewers at the minute. Wow. Thank you for everybody. We will be back on Monday for the good old Monday. I know John's excited for that. I'm hoping Bez will be there as well, and I believe Adam will also be joining us. I will be hosting that show, so if you are interested, please stop by on our YouTube channel, Facebook page, and our X for the live stream of Miller's Monday on Monday. Thank you, Dan, for your contribution today. It's been wonderful. Having a Brighton fan on our podcast is always brilliant. Having extra teams, so thank you, and we will look forward to having you on again. John, as always a pleasure to have you on the podcast, mate. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being on. Thank you for your controversial comments about Birmingham and Wrexham. I'm sure they'll get put into some sort of short
TikTok.
And thrown. Some point.
No, he's away on holiday. He's all right. I'm all right. I'm safe.
It's like me saying Derby County should be as far down as Morecambe. So anyway, on that note, thank you everybody. Thank you for stopping by, and we will see you all next week. Bye everyone.
Bye.